Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another video for you. So if you don't know what's going on, there's a private server called WoW that's been running for several years. It's essentially Classic Plus with new content added in the spirit of vanilla that everyone talks about, and it's only gotten more and more popular over time until a month ago Blizzard decided to take action and begin the process of suing them. It's been pretty intense, with Blizzard pulling the RICO Act, alleging that WoW and those running it are running this multinational criminal empire who have earned millions off of the back of their IP. And this was presumably done because the servers are hosted outside of the United States, and many of the entities associated with WoW also are living outside of the United States, where, of course, Blizzard is based, therefore putting them out of their reach. That is, unless the RICO Act sticks, in which case Blizzard wants to bank on these other countries cooperating in their pursuit of the various members of WoW. It's a really important case and moment, not only for private servers within the World of Warcraft community, but for all games in general, as if Blizzard is able to reach these people legally, it sets a precedent that hosting these servers outside of the jurisdiction of these game developers is no longer considered to be as safe as it once was. And on the other side, if they're unable to reach them, the opposite is true, as Blizzard is about as corporate mainstream AAA as you can get with a near infinite supply of money. So if they can't reach you, it supports that. It's also true for other US-based video game developers. So we covered all of this over a month ago, and I said that I would follow up if there were any substantial updates. And there's been a lot, actually, such as more private servers being served cease and desists. We now have a confirmed first member of WoW that is officially caught up legally in all of this. And there's also a recent official response from WoW as a whole. But before we get into that, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, World Anvil. This one is for all of you game masters and writers, or even just role players looking to immerse yourself into your own unique world. World Anvil is a world building software that allows you to build this wiki-style presentation of your world and your writing, including features such as interactive maps or custom timelines to plot events across both space and time, as well as an RPG campaign manager. If you've ever had this world form in your head, or maybe you've just haphazardly written it down on paper or a WordPad document, this is a great tool because it allows you to archive everything in this very neat way, whether that be the geographic world, family trees, bloodlines, magic systems, diplomacy webs, role tables, and much more in this very easy to absorb format. Check it out today by visiting worldanvil.com or by clicking my link in the description and using the coupon code MAD for 51% off any yearly subscription. But getting back to the video here, I just want to start off by saying that I am not a lawyer. I will try my best to provide an accurate telling of what's been going on, as well as providing these public court documents for you to review yourself if you wish. But I may get things incorrect, and if that is the case, feel free to correct me in the comments. I will try my best, and I'll try to keep conjecture to a minimum unless I otherwise state it, and just stick with facts on paper. So the first major update, although this is kind of old news at this point, WoW is not the only target of Blizzard, as the Everlook server was next, just about a week after the WoW news hit the media. Much like Nostalrius back during its prime, they were served with a cease and desist, which is a warning of a lawsuit should they not comply, rather than an actual lawsuit. It has a lot of scary wording saying to immediately stop this or else we're going to come after you. And as for Everlook, this had been running for a couple of years, and unlike WoW, they did end up complying, and they officially shut down servers on the 22nd of September, although they would offer transfers to another server should the players want to continue their adventures. Outside of this, there's another server called Project Epoch that was also hit with a cease and desist. This is a much more recent release that had a pretty shaky launch due to technical issues. They ended up teaming up with another private server community called Ascension, which has been around for a long time, where they moved their infrastructure to the Ascension team, with Epoch maintaining creative control. And as of right now, nothing has really progressed with this, as the Project Epoch servers are still running. But Back to Turtle WoW, the hunt is officially on. As you'll see, it's quite clear that Blizzard are making a very concerted effort to crack down on these servers, at least if they grow to be popular enough to be a threat to their own subscriber base and IP, as they're not really going after the quite populous but very small other private server communities. As you know, if you saw the previous episode, they've been breaking records left and right, so much so that they actually ended up poking the bear directly through social media, which leads us to today. All of this information is public, but I don't really like putting names out there, so I'll be censoring real names and just referring to aliases. And the main target of Blizzard at the moment is a community manager known as Aclix. And your question might be, why are they going after a community manager of all people? Well, the answer is that he's the one within reach, as he apparently resides in the United States, and as you'll see, Blizzard's strategy here is to basically use him as a means to reach this preemptive discovery phase in order to gain more information about Turtle WoW as an entity, as well as the individual people associated with it. So Aclix, in this case, is the domino effect meme. You target the US-based community manager to get to the big stuff. There was an official summons that was issued on September 8th. This is what's going to be sent to each of the defendants named in the lawsuit, and this is what Aclix received. Basically what this says is to lawyer up and respond and acknowledge that you've received this, which he did. On October 1st, he and his attorney filed the waiver of the service of summons, which is this acknowledgement that he is being sued. And from here, they could either ask for a dismissal or officially respond to the allegations of the lawsuit and state his case. As of this video, he is the only person to do this, which means that Blizzard has either not yet served all of these other defendants, or they have and these people haven't responded or acknowledged it. The speculation is that if they're not in the US, what they'll probably do is just ignore it, assuming that they are not within reach. And this brings us to October 10th, where this domino effect strategy was revealed when Blizzard filed an ex-party application to take limited early discovery to identify DOE defendants. Discovery, if you don't know, is when a lawsuit is underway and both sides have their claims and defenses lined up, and this evidence is lawfully gathered, which could mean a variety of things. For example, it could mean private Discord DMs of those affiliated with Turtle WoW could be forced to the light via the way of subpoenas, as long as it's relevant to the lawsuit. As for the Doe, that refers to John or Jane Doe, which in this case are people who Blizzard believe to exist, but they don't really know anything about them, such as their identities, where they live. Say, for example, we have 2 more community managers in their sites, but for whatever reason they don't know their real name or if they're in the United States or not. So for now, these people are referred to as either John or Jane Doe, number 1 and 2. So by filing this application, Blizzard is clearly putting a high urgency on the case out of fear that evidence or participants are in risk of being destroyed or hidden by Turtle WoW. And they're using Aclix as sort of this way of doing this. Who is he talking to? Who did he take payment from, if anyone? How much was the payment, if it exists? All of this could be revealed through this early discovery, and if they uncover anyone else within the US, it could put them in a similar position as Aclix, and then this discovery process would presumably continue on with them, and so on until the whole web is unraveled. At least that's what Blizzard is hoping for. Aclix and his lawyers responded to this a few days later on October 14th, opposing the application, saying that he doesn't know who these people are, Blizzard really doesn't have anything to go off of, it's all speculation, and therefore there's no reason for this early discovery. They basically say he's complying with everything. There have been no attempts to hide people, destroy evidence, or obfuscate anything. By doing that, they're attempting to halt this ex-party, and as of this video, the Judge Wilson has yet to decide. So that concludes the legal acknowledgement and response by Turtle WoW and their affiliates. And the servers have continued on with milestones being celebrated, information on future patches being released. There have been no public statements until a few days ago, which brings us to the main subject of this video, which is the open letter. On October 17th, Turtle WoW broke this long silence with an open letter to Blizzard, and I'm not going to read it word for word here. I'll just kind of summarize it for you, although I will have the full letter in the description. But it just states that they're this large fan project. It kind of describes their work on private servers, how well it's been received, and they essentially ask Blizzard, rather than shutting they and others down, to instead create this framework for them and other private servers to exist without risking legal conflict. They went on to list other development studios that have done this with positive outcomes, such as EverQuest with Project 1999, as well as Rockstar with Grand Theft Auto 5 to a platform called 5Men, among a bunch of others. And the letter concludes by stating that a licensed framework for these servers would extend World of Warcraft's active audience by bringing back players who have drifted away from the official game in search of niche experiences that the mainstream releases cannot accommodate, aka classic sucks, get good. And it also says that community-crafted mods fill in these gaps, offering gameplay that appeals to smaller and passionate audiences. And they also go on to state that they're open to any structure that fits Blizzard's guidelines, and they're willing to fully cooperate should Blizzard want to. The reception to this has been mixed, with people overall agreeing that it's mostly a PR move and that there's basically no chance of this happening. And really it was made with the expectation that Blizzard will either ignore it or deny it, probably the former, which of course is a reputational hit because we have this very popular fan-made server that people love being crushed under the foot of the greedy, soulless corporate AAA video game developer. Some saw it as kind of this desperation move, and they don't really have any room to work with from a legal standpoint. The only court that they can win is in the court of public opinion, so that's where they're fighting. Some have taken this as a bad sign, which has also been amplified by the fact that when all of the news of this first broke out, there's a comment made on Discord by TurtleWow saying that, don't worry, we're not going anywhere. But at some point, this comment was deleted, which could be done for legal purposes, while others speculate that it's a signal that perhaps its days are numbered. And that's where we're at. As of this video, you're all caught up. If you're asking my opinion, I don't think there's a chance that Blizzard goes for this. Some people say that by either ignoring it or denying it, they'll come across as soulless profiteers that don't care about their fans. To which my reply is, well, have you been paying attention for the past decade? I don't think Blizzard has a problem with that. In fact, they've actively traded away their once great reputation for financial gain on multiple occasions. That's like their entire business model is to profit off of the reputation that was built by those before them. So them ignoring this would be like something embarrassing happening to DSP. It's like the man accidentally masturbated live on stream. He's kind of immunized himself from doing anything worse than that. It's like, oh no, now my reputation is ruined. Now, should they do it is a more interesting question. On one hand, I would say it's a good idea just due to how well TurtleWow is received. Like, this is a really popular and beloved server, and the vision of Classic Plus that a lot of people have. They spent a lot of time on it, and I think the situation as a whole is pretty sad. And in my opinion, I think the fans will always have a better understanding of what Classic Plus is and what makes a good Classic Plus over Gnomergon raids and incursion spam. But, I mean, that's precisely the point, though. One of the reasons that people play TurtleWow to begin with is because it's not run by Blizzard, as they believe Blizzard influences their games in negative ways. So if this scenario would occur, how long would it be until creative control would be taken away from the TurtleWow team, or it being destructively monetized in classic Blizzard fashion with level boosts and WoW tokens? Told you so, by the way, in case I haven't said that yet. But anyways, that's where things stand right now. Blizzard is pursuing the case as relentlessly as they're able to. If only they went after bots and gold sellers with the same fervor as they do with Turtle, but what are you gonna do? As things stand right now, they have attempted this advanced discovery, which the judge has yet to decide on, and if he does decide in Blizzard's favor, more information could be brought to light and even more defendants could be named, and if the judge rules against it, we will see Aclix continue to be the primary and lone target due to his geographical location, as meanwhile we're still waiting to see if any other employees or associates of Turtle WoW will respond legally to the summons. With the open letter plea and the deletion of the post, there's some people who fear the future of Turtle WoW is not looking so bright, as the only reason to delete the post are some sort of fear of legal ramifications, or if Turtle WoW themselves believes the future of the server to be in question, and really everybody's just waiting to see what'll happen. If something major does transpire, if you guys want, I can keep you updated on it, but in the meantime, that's where we stand. I'd like to end by saying once more, I'm not a lawyer. There may very well be mistakes or misinterpretations in this video. Hopefully it wasn't the case, but if you want to check everything for yourself anyways, I'll have documents linked in the description should you decide to check it out yourself. Thanks for watching my video regardless. Like it if you liked it, because I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Farewell for now, mortals. We hope you enjoyed today's video. See you again soon.